Hi folks, welcome back to the Model 3 Man channel. Today is a very big day in the life of my Tesla, Red Dragon. It's a big day because today, 5 years ago, 2018, I picked up Red Dragon from the distribution center near Playland, and I've had Red Dragon now for 5 years and a day, because that was actually yesterday. I thought that it would be a good idea, since I've had it for so long and I've driven so much in it, just to give you 10 top takeaways or impressions of what it's like to own a Tesla Model 3 for 5 years. Back in 2018, there were a lot of things that the car did not have that you folks who are buying more recent Teslas have. For the power trunk, for example. Modifications in the center console. Of course, the other one, the car's now been de-chromed and you have black on the handles and on the surrounds of the window. We didn't have that. We were truly early adopters, and we knew that there'd be things that would improve in the car over time, but we couldn't wait. Specs quickly. It is a rear-wheel drive, long-range battery, premium interior with the good sound and all the other things that came along with premium interior. That was it. So you didn't have any choice back in the early days. You took that one, or you were prepared to wait for a different option. So in no particular order, I'm going to run through the 10 things that to me feel the most important. Number 1. The ride experience, and by that I mean the acceleration, the road holding, the incredible road holding, beautiful cornering capability, the way the car doesn't pitch or roll but stays snugly tied to the road, glued to the road, whether I'm going through a series of tight bends or just out on the freeway. The drive experience is still superb. That acceleration never gets old. Number 2, the cost of ownership. The cost of ownership is incredible because maintenance is virtually non-existent. The cost of electricity versus the cost of putting gasoline in the car, and of course all of the items like oil changes and transmission oil, all of those things don't exist in the Model 3, and so it's very much less expensive to own and to maintain a Tesla than any ICE vehicle, any combustion engine vehicle. Number 3, I call this the cocoon of silence, and really what it is that I'm in this quiet surrounding and everything inside is quiet. If I say something, my voice normally booms anyway, but Janine says, listen, you can whisper. And she's right. You can talk quietly. You can experience the joy of the quietness in your surroundings in this car. Of course, the only thing that still intrudes is the road noise, and so you literally hate it when you go over roads that have tremendous surface noise, as opposed to newly surfaced roads that are almost completely quiet. Number 4, I love the fact that the technology that I'm driving constantly improves and updates almost on a weekly or monthly basis. This is not the car that I had when I first purchased it. So many things have been improved. So many features have been added into the touchscreen. Entertainment, Netflix, those weren't there in the beginning. Much of the performance improvements, extending the number of kilometers that can be had on a single charge, improved braking, were all delivered over the air. So we call them OTA, over the air updates, and they are fantastic. And basically, I've never had a single problem with an update that didn't complete or that I couldn't drive the car afterwards, which in very rare cases might happen, but it's not been part of my experience. Technology improvements through OTA, absolutely wonderful. Number 5, the incredible engineering that makes this and the Model Y the safest cars to drive. It's incredible how we've been kept safe in our car. Remember, I had 2 accidents. I was hit from behind when we were down in Oregon. Then I was hit by one of 3 deer that was running across the road, and while my car did as much as it could to swerve to the side, avoiding a straight head-on collision, I was still completely protected. I had my entire family in the car. No one was hurt, no one was injured. Even in being hit from behind, we didn't get whiplash. We felt a little bit of muscular pain the next day, but that was it, nothing more. So we're driving in something that has been engineered to be safe and protective of the people inside the cabin, and I really appreciate that, especially when driving with my family. Number 6, autopilot and full self-driving. Now, many of you don't have full self-driving. You have the basic autopilot. Some of you have enhanced autopilot. I have full self-driving, and many of the recent videos have been me testing it, putting it to the test. But it's incredible. Tesla has been aiming for not brittle full self-driving or brittle autopilot, but generalized. And generalized is many times harder to accomplish. We've all seen these videos of the Waymo cars with 3 LiDAR units on the roof, and they're stuck in the middle of an intersection, or they turned the wrong way on a road because the car simply didn't know what to do when parts of its environment had changed from what it had previously mapped. Well, generalized autopilot says that the car will look at it, use artificial intelligence to figure what needs to be done, and will go ahead and take that action. That is much harder to program, but of course Tesla has much more data from millions of miles driven by people experimenting with FSD. I love full self-driving, and if I only had autopilot, I would love that just as much. It leads to much more relaxed driving, much safer driving, and ultimately being able to get somewhere without having to actually intervene at all. I've seen a website that puts Tesla at the back of the pack when it comes to autopilot and full self-driving. That is ridiculous. Those people are idiots. Tesla is at the front of the pack. As Elon said, you need a telescope to see who's in second place. And that's the truth. Number 7, the simplicity and the emptiness of everything in that cabin. The dashboard, there's nothing on it. It's just a beautiful, clean, open dashboard. We have the touch screen, yes. We have 2 little wheels on the steering wheel. But other than that, nothing clutters up the cabin. And as a result of that, the car feels uncluttered. It feels like a quiet, peaceful place to be without a whole lot of distractions around you. You cannot understand until you've been in a Tesla just what a difference it makes not to have so many distracting knobs, buttons, dials, gauges in the front of the car from end to end, as you do see in so many cars. Number 8, the entertainment. Having Netflix, having Hulu, having YouTube. That's incredible. If you're sitting in a parking lot and you're waiting for your wife to finish shopping for clothes or hygiene products or anything that, you're not going to go in and accompany her for. It used to be very frustrating. You're sitting in a hot car and you're just waiting and she seems never to come back. But that's not the Tesla experience. You reach up to the touchscreen. You tap on entertainment, you tap on Netflix, and within a minute or 2, you're busy watching your favorite show, or you're busy looking for new material to watch. What I do is, every time I see a newly advertised program that looks like it's worth watching, I quickly take a shot, and when we get home, I go through those pictures and then look them up and bookmark them. An entertainment system in the car, obviously we can't use it while we're driving, yet. But we can use it when we come to a stop or we're parked or we're waiting for something to happen. With magnificent sound, beautiful big bright touchscreen, you're in the middle of a movie theater. Number 9, the car has not changed. It's as powerful as the day I took it off the lot. The battery has hardly lost any charge at all. When I first got it, it registered 485 kilometers. When I charged it fully, it now registers 470. There's no noticeable deterioration in the battery, in the range, in charging speed, in anything. That's 5 years and about 80,000 kilometers on, and it doesn't feel any different from the day I got it. I live in North Vancouver. I travel right down through the border to Blaine, and it uses about 11% of the battery. Janine calls me this morning, Peter, you're going down the border, but have you got enough charge? I said, well, it's on 49%. I'm sure it'll be fine. I got back home with it on 26%. The car pulls and accelerates just as well as it did on day 1. Remember the old days of combustion engine cars where you'd have to decoke them? The piston rings would wear and you'd lose compression and the car wouldn't be able to accelerate in the same manner as when you bought it. That doesn't happen with an electric motor. A great drivetrain and a great battery still today, 5 years later. And listen, if you're out in the market to buy a Tesla, I'd love you to use my referral code. You as a buyer get many benefits through using a referral code from an existing Tesla owner. I get benefits, and we help each other. So if you're looking to buy a new Tesla, here's my referral code right here on the screen, and please feel free when you order your Tesla to click on that link, and it will take you to the ordering page whereby you can still make the same choices and also get the benefits of using a referral code. So number 10, you're going to call me a Tesla fanboy, and go ahead. I am a Tesla fanboy. I love being in the Tesla family. I would not want a Mitsubishi or any of the other electric cars, even the Polestar made by Volvo, which is a good car. I couldn't conceive of being in that family. The Tesla family gives me the supercharger experience. It gives me over-the-air updates. It gives me improving technology all the time. It gives me a battery and a drivetrain that I know will stand the test of time. So I'm happy being in the Tesla family. I love the fact that Elon is our daddy. He'd hate to be called that, but it's someone who's looking out for us. It's someone whose motives he wears on his sleeve. We know what Elon thinks. Sometimes he comes out crazy sounding a little bit, but we love Elon. We love what he's done, this company that he's made. We love the odds that he's had to fight against. We respect and we admire him for his bravery in taking on all of the social platforms, wasting his money on Twitter, and yet he's extending freedom. He wasn't even born in America. He was born in South Africa, lived for a time up here in Canada, then moved down to the States. And yet, he is so passionate about the freedom to speak and to express yourself that he spent $44 billion on a company that probably wasn't worth $15 billion, but he did it. So we have respect for what Elon has accomplished and for what he's continuing to do. And we love being in the Tesla family. And if that makes me a Tesla fanboy, I admit it. I am. So there are my top 10 takeaways for living with the Model 3 for 5 years. And, would I have chosen to get a Y if they'd been around? I think I would have. Yeah, I would have. The Tesla Model Y in the first quarter of this year was the best-selling car in the world, by which I mean not just combustion engine cars or electric cars, the best-selling individual model in the world. That is mind-blowing. It's stunning that this accomplishment has come literally within 3 years of the Model Y being introduced. So congratulations, Elon, on that accomplishment. We're all looking for the Cybertruck. We're all waiting to see Gen 3, the so-called Model 2. Cannot wait to see what that's like. My daughters cannot wait. So thanks again. I'm going to get back to you with a new test on full self-driving that I think is going to be quite awesome. You'll be quite amazed at the progress that Tesla has made with full self-driving when I upload this evaluation for you. So thank you once again and look forward to our next episode. Cheers for now.